let's make this completely clear. Tory Lanez is sitting in prison right now based upon something we don't have factual, hardcore, concrete proof that he actually shot Meg Thee Stallion. Now, I've heard the audio, the phone recording, through and through. I done heard it 2 or 3 times already. Yes, he did sound remorseful. But this man could have been apologizing for anything. He could have been sorry for the fact that, as he said, soon as he walked through the door, he was given 4 or 5 shots, which means the man was intoxicated. Meg and Kelsey could have gotten into a fight, and Tory Lanez was at the root of it. He was the one who caused it. He could have been sorry for spilling a drink on Kelsey. He could have felt sorry for pushing Meg. He could have felt sorry for pushing somebody. He could have been sorry for pushing Kelsey. Hell, he could have been Ruben Studdard, sorry for 2004. We don't know what the man was sorry for. If you listen to the phone call, Kelsey didn't seem bothered at all. Although there may be a rift between Kelsey and Meg, you still don't want to see your friend get shot. So why did Kelsey, soon as she heard Tory Lanez's voice, hang up immediately? Let's be realistic in this situation. You're not going to be the voice of reason at that time. If a man shot your friend, you're not going to want to talk to that nigga. We ain't got nothing to talk about. You shot my friend. Although that's my friend, I wouldn't want to see my friend get shot. So why is it that Kelsey wasn't like, nah, I don't even want to talk to you because you wrong for what you did. Although we not friends right now, or although we not cool right now, you still ain't had no right to shoot her, or you ain't had no right to do what you did. She didn't show no emotion. So yes, she may have known that the phone call was recorded. But even if knowing that, she would have kept the conversation very short. She would have switched the subject, if anything. That's my friend. Like, I don't care what you and your friend going through. Women know that y'all could argue all day long. Y'all can fight. Y'all can get into a fight today or tomorrow. Y'all be friends the very next day, or a week from now, or a month from now, or a year from now. It don't matter. It don't add up. It don't add up at all. She would have been like, oh, you apologizing to the wrong person. You don't need to apologize to me. Come on, son. Like, let's be real. And then if we listen to a lot of Meg when she was talking on the live, she went on Instagram Live and was like, I spared that nigga. I spared. Now, according to everybody else, this was the state. Meg had nothing to do with it. So if Meg had nothing to do with it, what is she talking about? She gonna spare him because he was gonna get in trouble anyway, according to y'all. Make it make sense. It was left to your own interpretation to fill in the blank. But right now, a black man is sitting in jail, sitting in prison right now, has missed Christmas, will miss the New Year's with his son, his loved ones. And we still don't know who shot Meg Thee Stallion. We still don't know who shot Meg the Mule. Meg the male horse. We still don't know who shot the Black Pegasus. We don't know. People keep saying, oh, did you hear the audio? You must have heard the audio. Clearly, he was feeling sorry and feeling guilt about what he did. That could have been anything. He could have broke the table inside. There were many witnesses, and a lot of the stories and a lot of the testimonies had so many inconsistencies. Meg lied. She went on Gayle King and said her and Tory Lanez never slept with each other. My thing is, why would you lie? And we're embracing women empowerment, the thought movement. A woman could do whatever she want with her body. She could sleep with who she want to sleep with. Then why not just be honest about it? Because ain't nobody going to judge you for it. Whether you slept with his security, Jaquan, whether you slept with Tay-Tay, I would have, if you would have slept with me, I would have loved it. No matter who you slept with. But they needed to know that information because there could have been a motive. It could have set the stage for how everything transpired. This is not the court of public opinion. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about what you can prove. With Tory Lanez lawyer, number one job was to create beyond reasonable doubt. And that's what he did. I don't even think that they should have been allowed to play that audio. But even still, they played the audio and it was nothing shocking. It didn't reveal anything. I'm thinking he about to be up there confessing like Usher. And I gotta give part two of my confession. And I gotta tell it, then I gotta tell it all. Dang, they cried when I got that phone call. What he did could have led to Kelsey grabbing the gun and shooting at Meg Thee Stallion. Even if I believe, or you believe, that Tory Lanez shot her. Matter of fact, I believe Tory Lanez shot her. But guess what? I can't prove it. You can't prove it. Nobody could prove it. There was gun residue on Kelsey and Tory Lanez. The DNA, everything came back inconclusive. So I don't care if people say, oh, well, his fingerprints wasn't on it. You know, his fingerprints could have been on it. He probably just wiped it off. Smart man. Because it was inconclusive. So we still don't know who shot Meg Thee Stallion once again. When did Tory Lanez's name become inconclusive? And then people say, oh, well, he still would, face charges and on negligence and blah, blah, blah. He'd be deported. Who cares? Bruh, I would much rather be deported and have my own freedom than to be sitting in prison doing my best impression of Akon locked up. They won't let me out. Why wouldn't I want to go back to Canada? Go right back. Listen, we are in the age of the internet. The age of the internet. Which means this is worldwide. I can connect to every audience from across the world. From across the world. So I'd be good in Canada. That's where I started at. Do I believe that Rock Nation played a part in the judge's decision? Absolutely. But that's what having power does for you. And I don't think that Tory Lanez's father should have went out there and said nothing. You got to move in silence. That's why Jay-Z, see, people believe that, oh, you got to, just let God handle everything. Yes, to a certain extent. But when people play devil, you got to play devil back with them to just let them know. You got a dark side too. Don't let people play with you like that. It's chess. And people trying to take your spot, people trying to take you out. You got to be 10 steps ahead. If they want to play dirt, you play dirty too. You got to fight fire with fire. Jay-Z was making chess moves. You got to do the exact same thing. Simple as that. But Tory Lanez should have been prepping. He should have been, building his catalog and making enough music and making hits. That way he could have sold his catalog for at least 50 to 60 million while he was locked up. He could have sold that, took that 60, 70 million and invested. Had enough material to put out and release during the time he's in prison. That's why it's chess. But everything happened for a reason. And this will give him enough time to be able to see who's really down for him and who's not. Yes, this was a case of men versus women. And City Boys, we down. But City Boys for the comeback. City Boys for the comeback. As I said before, and I kept saying it, Rock Nation played it smart. All they needed was for Meg Thee Stallion to go up there to put on a theatrical, Oscar-worthy performance by crying, and it was going to sway the women's opinions. See, they should have had the exact same thing. Y'all should have been fighting fire with fire. I love God as well. But you gotta show that dark side sometime, or otherwise people will play with you. Tory Lanez should have had people standing. I'm almost sure Rock Nation paid those protesters to stand outside with "We support Meg. We stand with Meg" signs. Tory Lanez should have paid people. Tory Lanez should have had his people standing outside with "We stand with Tory" signs. They should have people right now standing out front with "Free Tory Lanez" signs. Y'all gotta go just as hard because they going to play those games. They going to continue to play those games. But as I've been saying it, the jury already had their minds made up before Tory Lanez took the stand. So he was already in a lose situation. But I thought it was going to be a mistrial. They led us to believe it was a mistrial. But as I said, as of now, we still don't know who shot that girl. We don't know. You can assume, you can speculate, but it's about proof. DNA. This is why we have a law system. Or otherwise, if y'all want to do it like that, let's remove the system and we're going to start going based upon public opinion. And they go for women, anybody in general. So when it don't go in your favor, just remember, we doing based upon court of public opinion. So that go for women as well. I didn't think that Tory Lanez should appeal. If they went the route of doing an appeal, Tory Lanez already spent, from what I hear, upwards of $1.5 million on lawyers. And they already are looking at you as guilty in the eyes of the public. So the best chance at getting this case overturned, something where, like the Meek Mill case, where the judge had so much stuff going on behind the scenes, and I think it was dirt that was found about her behind the scenes, that they had to throw a lot of cases out and a lot of people got out. They're going to have to dig deep and see who was tied to Rock Nation on that jury. Conflict of interest. Who was tied to Rock Nation on that jury? Was the judge tied to them? The prosecutors. They're going to have to dig deep. They got a better chance of getting out on that than filing the appeal. It's too much money. A waste of time, waste of money. You got to get the dirt. You can't play good with evil people, bro. You can't play angel with a demon.